Everyone, it's 9 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. I'd like approval of the agenda as presented. Thanks, Bruce. Any further discussion? In favor? Carried. Okay, additions to the agenda. There is one I have, and that is the need to add the budget meeting minutes to previous meeting minutes. And what else do we have?
No further deletion or additions. We have a deletion of 3B, RFD golf cart rentals. The administration would like to take that RFD back and work on it a little bit more diligently.
Okay, and anything else?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Okay, was there anything else?
No further additions that I'm aware of.
Any more deletions? What about Preston?
No, it's just a correction on that
Okay.
one. But we'll correct it as it comes
Okay.
up to when it's
Okay,
on the
anybody else have any further additions?
What was the addition, Bob? I missed that.
Budget meeting minutes?
Budget meeting minutes, okay.
Okay, could I get a motion to approve the one addition and the one deletion, please?
So moved.
Thanks, Mike. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, if any? Carried. Okay, no delegations. Ag Service Board. Oh, just a minute. No, sorry, I need adoption of the minutes. Previous meeting minutes, council meeting minutes. Motion to approve them.
Billy?
Thanks, Bill. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Budget meeting minutes, motion? Yep. Thanks, Oscar. All in favor? Opposed, if any? It's carried. Now we can go to Service Board.
Good morning.
Good morning, James.
Good morning, you two.
Morning.
Well, this is quite a day for us here at the MD. We have a brand new ag field person, men, whatever the correct term is, and also a retiring one. So, welcome both of you. So, let's get on with the Fieldman's report. It's in your package.
Everything's in there unless there's questions about something in particular.
Okay, anybody have any questions? Excuse me, any questions or comments?
Why, just wondering about, I see you got the ESAs in Shaw and Edgerton. They don't require anything else. So what else was there?
Oh, so the phase
On the
one
chemical
is
sites, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So the first, that's going to be the RFDs that are coming up here, and the executive summaries are also included in the packages. So that's it's a site visit and kind of a records search to see if there's any potential for contamination at the sites. So Irma and Chauvin were both cleared of requiring any further investigation, so those are kind of off the books and they're cleared to be repurposed. And then the other two, just based on the site use and what was seen at the site visit, they do require that subsurface investigation, which is the phase 2. So that's kind of the next step for those other ones. So 2 are off the books and kind of done with, and then the other 2 do require a little bit further work.
And that's done, the consultant, or who did we have take them off?
Yeah, so Rohai Engineering did the phase 1, and so phase 2, it's soil and water testing basically, just to see if there is anything to be found kind of in the soil profile.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay, anything else anybody has? Could I get a motion to approve the report, please? I will. Thanks, Richard. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, if any? It's carried. Okay, now we get into the RFD. Now, I took a read through these, and if you go to Wainwright and then you go to Irma's, and if you look at the last statement, they all say the same thing. It says, well, it doesn't say the same thing. It says in Irma's, it says there's no subsurface investigative work. Phase 2 is recommended, and if you go but it says it's not recommended. But then if you go to Wainwright's, it says the same thing. If you read the last sentence, they both say that phase 2 is recommended.
Yeah, and I think that's partially just to kind of cover the company. There's, you can almost never say there's absolutely zero. So I did confirm with them what kind of the next steps forward were for all 4 of the sites, and they did confirm that that is correct for Irma and Chauvin, that they do not require any further work, but the other 2 do.
Well, it says, but if you read it, it says even though one requires work and one doesn't require work, it says that phase 2 is recommended on both of them. So is that, I
I think that's just a kind of just a cover off
Okay.
for on their end, but I did go back and confirm with them that that is
Okay, 'cause-
that is the steps
yeah.
forward.
because I guess my concern is that we're saying that Irma and Chauvin's could go back, but this report doesn't quite say that. And I just wondered if there's something in the future.
We can ask for a correction and just
Well,
clarification on that statement.
oh.
She clarified verbally. But
Yeah,
maybe she can
but
ask
I
for
guess,
a read through the
yeah,
report.
and I understand that. I guess my concern is, say 5 years from now, something happens, and then we have a report that actually says that phase 2 is recommended in both. I just wonder, where's the liability going forward? That's the only thing. I mean, I know it verbally, but I guess, can we get that corrected in writing at
Yep.
some point in time? That's all.
You can just ask for Rations to clarify that point.
Okay,
It's verified
okay.
verbally.
Yeah, and I mean, I read through it, and I'm good with it. I'm good with
Yeah.
assigning them back to the villages or wherever they go to, but I just would like to see that confirmation done, that's all.
And I did get it by email, so I do have it in
Okay,
writing that way.
okay,
So
okay, that's good, as long as we've got something to cover us off in the future.
perfect. And I can go back and double check with her just
Yeah.
to confirm
Because
that
they all
is-
say that the last sentence on everyone says the same thing. Even if there's nothing more to be done, it says you've recommended phase 2, so. But that's the only concern I had there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can clarify that today for sure, just
Okay.
to make sure it's 100% clear.
Okay, so anyway, the information's all there, if people had a chance to read through it. So, has anybody else got any other questions on the work?
You got financial implications there, $20,000 to $30,000 or whatever it is. Is that for both of them or per site?
That's for both. So Edgerton, it's the only reason that why they were looking at going further is just a bit of surface staining, so that one won't be quite as extensive of testing, whereas the Wainwright site, just because of the historical use there, and there's the water monitoring that were established by Alberta Environment in the past, so that one will just be a little bit more investigation, just because of the size and scope of the site, but Edgerton should be fairly minimal.
Thank you.
So I guess, if anything else anybody has, I guess we're looking for some direction. You have a couple options in front of you, so,
I say we go phase, number 1.
okay,
The
yep,
20 to 30.
okay. So Bruce moves that we go with option 1, retain Rohi to complete the phase 2 ESAs at Wainwright and Edgerton. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Okay, the release of the Chauvin site. And we've heard the explanation and we will get confirmation, so are we prepared to go with option 1, or is there more questions anybody has?
I'll move we go with option 1.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Yeah, it's all under Chauvin, that site's all under Chauvin. They allowed us to use that one compartment. So they've asked to repurpose that site, so that's why we went through the motions here and got that information, so it's been cleared by Rohi for that site. So now potentially if council decides to accept that, just let them know that there is no concerns brought forward by Rohi, and they can repurpose it to
Okay.
their discretion. It's town, it's a village property. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's a manned site, so we fully expected very little there, because it's monitored continually.
Okay.
And they bring those things in, so that's why it's in good shape.
Okay.
Are they gonna be able to use that site right away?
Mhm.
As soon as council clears this, and Shelby will do her verification, yes.
Do we have all our ground tests and everything on it already?
So ground tests, like the soil test, that's the phase 2. So Rohi did clear that site from requiring that. There's, it was fairly low risk. It hasn't been there for long, and there was no evidence that there was any concern there.
That site, and that's probably the sandiest site we have next to it.
That's part of the process going through these environmental site assessments, so there's procedures that they have to go through. They went through that. And that's the results that we got from them, that it's not required to move forward to the next stage.
And we do have the full report, which is available for any of you if you would like to look at it. And you can see kind of all the different things and the different steps that they went to and the information that they gathered for that assessment.
'Cause we didn't put a clay base there for us.
There is a clay base there, I
There's
believe.
a surface
Yeah.
base,
Yeah.
But no,
And the full report would be, if council chooses to do this, the full report would be shared with the village.
Are we gonna be still liable if we turn it back?
When you go through these environmental site assessments, they've assessed that there isn't, like they're the experts in that area, so we're going by what they found and what their recommendations are. So they're recommending that there's no need to go to phase 2, so that's where we sit on that.
I know we can return it back. We're still responsible for it. If we didn't do it, if you're happy with it, I guess we gotta be happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's, we hire them to give the report, and that's up to them to protect us in the future if something happens, so. Okay, well, we have a motion to go with option 1. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, minutes carried. Okay, fire restrictions, I added that on. I'm getting a few phone calls that people have want to do some cleanup now that they've had some rain, so want to know what council thinks of removing the fire ban for now anyways, to get stuff cleaned up. We've had lots of rain, pretty green out there.
I'll make a motion with that.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed of any? It is carried. Okay. That's it, but just before you folks leave, as I said, that we have some changes, and on behalf of Council James, I'd like to thank you for your years of dedicated service. I know we'll get you back in June for a presentation, but you will be missed. You've been a very loyal, dedicated employee, and we wish you the best as you move forward.
Nope, thank you very much. The MD's been a big part of my life for the last 33 or so years, so I've worked with a lot of different counselors, a lot of different staff, and we've got through a lot of things together, and I just fully expect it to carry on with your guys' selection of the next ag fieldman, and it's been a pleasure working with everybody, and it'll be a challenge it'll be a big change to my life, so it'll be interesting moving forward, so thank you.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Alrighty, okay, thanks, folks. Okay, Director of Public Works people. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Okay, Public Works report. It's in front of you. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Well, as you can see, the new truck and the new scraper did arrive. So they're both in service. One thing that didn't make the report is we have a well out at Riverdale that the pump gave up. We had a driller out last week to pull it. It won't release from the pitless adapter. So we're in the process of just completing the first calls and lining up the driller to come back. We'll have to dig it down, cut the casing, and pull it from there. So a little job turned into a bigger job.
So then, Preston, going forward from that point, so then you cut the casing off and we can just weld the casing back on, or are we going to access it from that depth?
Oh, no.
With the building.
We'll extend the casing. So I'm not exactly sure how they do it, but I believe they can use like a clamp to clamp the casing on, because it's
Is it plastic casing or steel?
no, that one's a steel casing. So yeah, I believe they can do that, but I'm not 100% positive. Maybe they put a bell end over top of it, or maybe they weld it. I'm not 100% positive. I've never been down this road before.
So then why didn't the pitless adapter release? Is it cable break, or what exactly happened to you?
Well, Riverdale has high iron, so in the past, there's been multiple complaints about the smell and the quality of the water, and I know for a long period of time they would drop chlorine pellets into the well. You get a chlorine pellet sit on top of your pitless adapter, you're pretty much done. It'll just weld it in there, it'll never come out. And that's what's happened in this case, I'm 100% positive.
So then what do we do to treat the well going ahead?
Well,
then?
we've mitigated that by rerouting the well up to that tank we have there now that goes through the meter, and then we chlorinate it there and then bring it back. So that'll knock the iron out of the water and take care of that smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll clean it up.
Has there been any thought of running a plastic liner inside the pipe and putting a new pitless in?
How old's that well?
92.
I thought it was. You probably can't.
Probably too shaled up inside.
Okay. Okay.
I think once we do this. and-
Once they find out, I
Yeah.
guess they got their experts.
If you're going to drop chlorine pellets down your well, I would advise to put in a tube that takes you down past your pitless adapter and drop them in the tube. And then you never run into this problem, but unfortunately
Okay.
we're
You
beyond
probably
that.
never will have to put chlorine down.
No, but just for
Just
information.
bleach.
Okay, anything else on the report? Could I get a motion, please, to approve it?
Yep.
Bill? Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, Director of Safety. Reports there. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Looks pretty quiet out there.
A lot more going on than last month. Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
Nothing necessarily to add, just letting everybody know that we are, we do have our summer students and workers on board now for the season, so just keep extra eyes open on the roads and whatnot when you guys are working.
Okay.
Ray, that Edgerton communication tower, what exactly is on there?
For equipment?
Yeah.
Well, there's MCS adapters, there's some satellites, we got some, I'm not exactly sure who owns everything that's on that tower, but there is quite a bit on there for the area and surrounding areas. I do know that MCS Net was up there to adjust one of their communication satellites on the tower, and that's why we were there on site doing our safety briefing and hazard assessment before they climbed and did the ascent up the tower. And then prior to that, myself along with the assistant administrator and our IT performed a visual inspection ground level. So for me I can read you serial numbers off through my binoculars, but I can't quite tell you exactly what that piece of equipment does that's on like the last couple of rungs. But I know it has all to do with communication and repeaters for radios and whatnot.
Okay, so it's all third-party equipment then, or do we have some repeaters there for?
I
our
don't
system?
believe the Edgerton Tower has anything with ours. I believe they are third party.
Okay.
But I'd have to double check. Okay, sorry, we do have a repeater on that Edgerton Tower belonging to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one north of the highway?
Yes.
Yeah, we do have a repeater there. Those ones are shot and fired.
Oh, okay. So my apologies, we do.
Yeah, no, just curious what was all up there.
Alrighty. Anybody else have any more questions?
Yeah, just one, Ray. I was down there to Riverdale on the weekend there, so and I just the greens are not in very good shape. Is there anything else there that we could be doing to get them? I mean, the winter killed by the look of it. So
So we had a very late snowfall. When we applied our top dressing, we did it at the same time as we do normally every year.
yeah,
However, we didn't get our snowfall or our snow coverage until into December. So I do believe some of the ones that were exposed away from the shade, they did fry. We have borrowed the overseeder from the golf course in town here to do a couple of applications just to help generate some growth. With our two greenskeepers on site, they assure within the first couple of weeks of June here, when we start getting that physical weather that we need for grass to germinate, we will see a major difference on it. But you're right, it's hole 5, hole 6, and the edge of hole 7 where we don't have that shade. You can see the significant damage on the greens due to that.
yeah.
We have applied additional chemicals this year just to help accelerate the growth, I guess you can say. Yeah. But to note on top of that, we have every irrigation line is now working on the golf course itself. So all of the greens, they're going to be doing what they're supposed to be doing and giving them that water at the nighttime without having to put up any hand watering techniques or filling up tanks and driving them around anymore. The system is fully functional now. So all the guys were working on. We do. Actually, yeah. So, I mean, that dugout has improved its level since the end of last year. And then down the road here, we do have that option of tying in that natural water spring into our dugout as well that we talked about in budget. And I'll bring that forward to you here within the next council meeting or two.
Okay, anything else? Could I get a motion for Ray's report, please?
So moved.
Thanks, Mike. Any further discussion? All in favor? Both carried. Okay, heavy duty or mechanic apprentice.
So this is something we've talked about on the shop floor with the existing 2 mechanics. Just as we look forward in our succession planning, proposing the addition of an apprentice position to, help support that future mechanics that we use in our shop on our trucks and our equipment. So this would be a request for some additional funding to move forward with this, if council chooses to support it.
So what's changed? Like, what extra work do we need that we needed another apprentice?
Well, the way I look at it is as we're moving forward, I believe we'll see some changes in our structure, maybe not within a year, but I believe within 2 years we'll see some changes in our outfit. There's people are getting closer to retirement. There's different things that are happening, so I believe this would help support that as we move forward.
So you got mechanics you think are retiring in 2 years?
No, I'd rather not discuss my succession planning in an open meeting.
Okay.
But I mean, if you'd like me to, I will.
No. It's just that I'm kind of wondering what's the change, because I mean, and I know both mechanics, and I don't see that anybody. I just wonder why. If it, to me, and I maybe council can speak up as well, their opinion. But because this would be a full-time position, right?
This would be a seasonal position.
A seasonal position?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not.
So is it somebody we're gonna put through school?
No, they would have to pay for their own schooling according to our policy, but
Okay.
they would get the training through our shop.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay,
the way I
well, that-
understand policy. Is that correct, Neil? The way we read it? Yes.
Okay,
So,
Is your shop also open to the rap program through the high school and stuff like that, or do you guys allow that?
Only been ever approached once. That was quite a few years ago. I think, if I remember correctly, we did have one student that came on the RAP program when Shannon was operating the Public Works Department, and we supported that student for 3 years after that. But yeah, no, the RAP program is something we have done, but I haven't been approached for a long time.
Preston, just with the cost year over year, is that the cost that's presented to us, it says for the remainder of 2024, is that going to be the cost year over year, or is there going to be an increase next year when they?
It'll be an increase next year. Won't be 6 months, it'll be a year, right? That is correct.
so is the direction over time to turn this into a full-time position?
Only if another position opens up to allow that to happen,
Okay.
so.
Well, I guess it'll come back before it becomes full-time, right?
I'd make a motion to do this.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, cement, RFD for a half mile more cement.
Okay, so when I presented Range Road 91, it's part of the cementing program for this year, I didn't include the half mile north of 482. At the time that I looked at it with our base stabilization foreman, this road actually looked in good condition. After the frost came out, it has changed dramatically, and it does require a do-over on that half mile. So I'm proposing that to complete this project, we should do that half mile. The complications of coming back later are turning on the existing infrastructure after we've cemented it. So then we'd have to redo that intersection at a later date as well. So it just makes sense to do the project as one. It probably should have been presented like that if we roll the clock back 6 months ago, but I didn't. So I'm now asking council to address this with me and move forward, whatever they decide to do.
Okay, I'll make a motion we do that, since it's in my division.
Is that in your area, Bob?
Yeah.
So is that continue of what you've got on the
Yeah,
plan?
it's just half miles. You know, you go north and right to the bridge.
Yeah.
It's a half mile from that intersection north of the bridge. It wasn't added in before.
Past the bridge.
No,
No.
just to the bridge. The bridge is the end of our,
That's what I thought. I thought you were going there anyways, but
No.
you weren't.
no.
No, it wasn't
Because-
on the original map.
Okay.
Yeah. yeah.
It should have been, but it wasn't.
The original 4 miles was a D, was it not?
Yeah.
Off 881
Yeah,
yeah,
mile
It
east.
just-
That is
it
correct.
just go- Yeah, just goes a half mile north.
So now you're going 4.5 miles
Yeah.
with stabilization.
Yeah,
So there's a bridge at the end on the county of Minburn?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's our boundary.
Probably better for the greater man too, because you'd have to send him up for a half a
True.
mile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Call the question.
Oh, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thanks. You. All righty. Get back to our last. Okay, heavy equipment.
Okay, so after our discussion and budget, it was directed that we bring a truck out to the next meeting for pricing. So I requested pricing through New Sourcewell. I did get pricing back from 4 suppliers. They are presented on the next page on the sheet. The reason why the last supplier did not get scored is they didn't fill out the specification sheet when they supplied the price, so they didn't have a completed specification sheet as required by the request.
All righty.
So does this one come with 2 buckets?
Yes, these machines come with ripper bucket, 60-inch clean out, twist bucket, and a root rake.
And a what?
A root rake.
Oh, okay.
Root rake. The difference between the three machines, the top two on the list, both weigh in at 22,500 kgs. The next third machine down is at 23,500 kgs. I did ask for the 23,000 as my low limit, but I felt based on looking at the specifications, the reach, 22,500 would be reasonable in this situation, so I allowed it to stay within the scoring.
Alrighty.
I'll make a motion, then we go with the CAT 320.
I just got one question. So when you got the pricing, did you do any research on the durability of the machines? Did you talk to any operators right now?
My
in terms of
operators, yes.
maintenance?
My operators in-house all point towards a single machine. So, yes, I did that research. But as far as scoring goes, we look at the warranty, we look at the price, and we never, ever used operator preference in it. So it didn't come into play when I scored it. But yes, it does ring in the back of my mind, for sure, 100%.
The recommendation, was it the top scored unit or?
That's a good question. I've never really given a recommendation to council. I just score the units and present them to the council.
How available?
The top three machines are all available within 30 days.
Okay. Any more questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Bring her home.
Okay, bridge design. RFD for bridges. I guess this was a budget thing you guys talked about?
Yes.
Okay. Motion, I guess, unless there's anything else you want to add?
No, I'll make that motion, Bob.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, if any? It's carried. Okay, road construction 72.
Okay, so this RFD came from the development through Public Works. I think on our options, as far as developing access into this area, I don't think we need to, well, it depends. It's council's decision if they want to go with a full-blown road plan, or we could develop this with access with reasonable ditches and road top with our roll-in crew.
Okay.
Or if they want, they could look at this and look at doing the 100-foot, spread it out, and go from there, but it's up to council. Oh, Dana's here too, so she'd like to speak on it.
Okay, well, I guess the scope, as I understand, is they won't approve, MPS will not approve the subdivision unless the road is done, right?
Right.
And the landowner would like to get this proceeded with as soon as possible. Is that correct?
Correct.
So if we do it with our roll-in crew, we can expedite the road, and get it done sooner,
Yes, I would
other
say
than
we can.
changing the construction map. Is that basically the nuts and bolts of it?
Yep, that's how I'd like to proceed, but if council wants to see a full-blown road project, then we would have to go with what's written on the RFD with the changing things up.
Okay.
It's a dead-end road, so
Where's it at?
It's north of 450.
It's straight north
It's
of
right
the power,
past-
it's straight north of the power plant.
Yeah, straight north of the power plant,
Oh,
from
okay.
Highway 14, right at the very end.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
okay.
there's two acreage owners, one on each side of the road, so we're going to service both of them by
Doing the road.
doing this.
So then you got Water Act approvals.
No,
Not in
this-
that area?
Not in
Oh,
this
so
area.
you got away with
There
it.
isn't a wetland within this
Okay,
area.
good.
You're gonna take the 100-foot road length.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would take that in consideration, survey it, and then build within the center of the 100-foot, and then later on, if something changed, we can just
Yeah.
develop from there going forward, keep the road in the center.
Yeah, that's part,
Both
part of it, on both
landowners
sides.
are in agreement on the 17 feet, so.
So when do you plan this?
when do I plan to do it?
Yeah, we're
Well,
gonna put it
it'll
on
be-
the map.
It'll be sometime this summer, yeah.
But if it's done with the
If I have
rolling,
other jobs already
Yeah,
set
for the
up with
rolling
my
grader, we
rolling
don't need
grader,
it
so-
now.
if it's done with the rolling group, we don't need to change our construction map.
Yeah, it
Just
won't show up on the construction.
fit it in as time permits, basically.
Well, it's in my area, so I'll make a motion that we go ahead and do it.
Well, okay, but the motion is, so you're not gonna go with the option one then?
Maintain a motion to
No, to, you know-
not to amend, just to go ahead and do it
Okay, with our
Using the rolling.
roll-in equipment?
using the rolling
Okay,
equipment.
okay, I think that's clear enough. Any further discussion?
So that's all your alternate action then.
I have a couple
Yep.
questions. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
roll it
think we
in
need a road
On 100 foot, you're gonna
map,
put material
it's
off.
on road allowance, so
Are we
it's flat ground.
sloping that because we're going on 100 foot or?
It's flat as the floor
It's
in
flat,
this room.
Oscar. There's,
Pardon?
It's flat as the floor in this room.
yeah, there's no, it's just
Yeah,
tabletop
so-
flat.
Taking that into consideration, I would agree with you, Oscar, we'd have to approach it differently, but because of the lay of the land, it
Okay,
really
that's all I
is
was
a
worried
straightforward
Yeah.
job to work with a rolling grader.
If you move the fence, then you gotta redo them all.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, there's only one fence there, so
You might want another one.
Any further discussion before I call the question? All in favor? Opposed, if any? It is carried. Okay, construction in road launch, Range Road 51, and I believe this came out of MPC. Okay.
Where's that one at?
It is by the
Clear
lake,
Lake.
I believe.
Yeah,
It's the one we discussed at MPC, at the lake.
on lot 115?
small extension and a turnaround,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
Part of it we pay for, part of it he pays for, is what I understand.
yes.
Chauffeurs?
Okay. Okay, well, we've discussed this at the planning, so,
I'll make the motion, we go with option one.
oh, it's option one, okay.
Really?
Yep.
So are we just using the rolling equipment there too? Rolling?
That's up to, that's not,
No, we'll use the, probably in this situation, we'll use a backhoe and a grader, maintenance
Oh,
grader,
the
probably
backhoe.
from the division. Yeah, bring in a
Perfect.
truck, move a little bit of material in the backhoe. From what we saw out there, it's gonna be interesting, I mean, he wants a flat level pad, but, it's gonna, every time you add something, it changes some elevation somewhere else, right, so.
mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we can do something that works with the ideas of this plan, so we'll do our best. And I think when we met on site, I think we were kind of looking at probably later in the summer, is that correct, Mike?
Yes.
Kind of the idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, if any? It is carried. Okay, thanks, Shana. See you a little later. Okay, RFD for a fairway mower. Got a couple of quotes.
So we're replacing it, so we're trading the old one off?
So I was told, they didn't want it. So we were hoping to put it up into Scribner's, like we do with all of
Oh,
our
yeah,
other
okay.
pieces of equipment, unless council decides that they want to do something else with this fairway mower.
Is there any value to hold on to it for a spare? For the,
I mean, if one
The
goes
cost.
down, we'll always have one there. Yeah, absolutely. Can it be used throughout anywhere else in the MD? I'm not 100% sure. I know we do a lot of our own mowing with tractors. Is this something that could be put on the side if something ever goes down? Absolutely.
What do you think the value of that would be?
About between $5,000 and $6,000.
Okay.
I would almost hold on to it, Ray, and that's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
For the amount of money we're gonna get for it, you've always got a spare there if one does go down.
So if you were going to keep it, as a fairway mower, would you need to do maintenance on it?
So,
Like, would you have to
so
put money into it, Dave?
currently, right now, we won't have to put any more money into it. We did put some money into getting it in the condition that it is from last season. If we were to get the new mower and this one gets put off on the side, it'll be ready to go if this new mower were to ever go down.
Yeah.
It is ready to use right now.
Yeah, well, I just don't want to keep it and then have to put 5,000 into it before we move it all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That kind of defeats the purpose of buying a new one, that's all. But if it doesn't need anything, I'm fine with it. What about the rest? If not, we need a motion to accept
So Ray,
something.
then, you've got 2 quotes here from Webb's for
I got-
an Allied Farm King.
Yep, and then the other
And
one
the other
from...
one's a John Deere Flexwing, so
Yeah.
then I'm gonna ask you, did you look at those and decide which one that you would be a better fit for us? I've seen some Allied Farm King stuff and I wasn't overly impressed with it, so I just wondered if the John Deere's a better fix. I know it's more money.
It is more money when you're comparing both of them together. I mean, it's literally just the name I think that we're looking at. I had a longer look at the online Farm King. It's almost identical to the Bueller that we have on site right now. Again, I mean, I don't want to get into saying what we're paying for and why the price is different. They were both given exactly what I was looking for, with chains included. These are the 2 models and makes that the 2 local contractors have. One way or another, it doesn't matter to me which one gets picked, to be honest with you.
So then we might as well go with the cheaper one. So I'll make that motion to go with option 1 then.
Okay, thanks.
How long do they last? How old is the old one?
The old one is 2008.
Okay.
Bueller. So I mean, they get some life out of them, and like you say, like it's not dead in the water right now. It could be still used elsewheres, or if this new one were to fall down, then we'll have a backup instantly.
Okay.
Okay, Bill has a motion to accept option number 1. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed from any? This one is carried as well. Okay, well, thanks, gentlemen. That's all we have for now.
Thank you,
You
Council.
have yourselves a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Okay, accounts. Have your accounts in front of you. Anybody have any questions or comments?
It was a good month.
It was a good month. None. A motion to approve the accounts, please.
I will do that.
Okay, thank you. Bruce, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, if any, it's carried. Okay, financial statements. It's there for your perusal. Motion to approve.
I will.
Thanks, Richard. As presented by administration. All in favor? Opposed, if any, it's carried. Any reserves are there for your take a look at. Okay, course structure for villages. We had a discussion at planning to move that, keep it at the 75, but give them another 100 this year as a one-time. Well, one time for this year anyways. Is that still the wishes of council? And if it is, we need a motion to approve 175,000 per village, if that's what your wish is.
I thought it was 200,000.
I think it was 200, Bob, wasn't
Was it? We're gonna
Yeah.
give them 125
Yeah.
plus
Yeah, I think
75?
so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make that.
Just to clarify, I thought we had agreed that we were gonna bump it to 100,000 per year with a $100,000.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought. I didn't
Grant-
realize it went to 200. I
grant
thought it
this
was I thought it was a 75 that we regularly do.
Yeah.
No, I made the motion.
And then we, yeah, okay, but 100,000 that we regularly do? Or 75 that we regularly do, and I thought that we agreed to go 100,000 extra for this year. That's what I was,
Yeah. I
But-
thought we were gonna give them up it to 100 and then give them an extra 100 this year.
The 100 annually is.
Yeah.
and then
oh, okay.
The 100.
Okay, okay.
For a
So that
single
would be
rate.
200, okay. That's fair enough.
That's right.
That's probably right.
Is it a new condition that they report on it annually?
No. So-
It's No, it was a change. We had recommended that they use it for infrastructure, but we never,
Most of it is used for infrastructure, or supposed to be.
yeah, but this, I think with the extra 100, we had asked that it specifically go to infrastructure repair. So I don't know, does administration have any information on how that's gonna be done?
We've asked for reporting on an annual basis, and it's been recommended we use it, that they use the funds toward water, sewer, and roads. It hasn't been enforced, though.
And we haven't got the first.
Yeah,
I
we
receive
get annual
reporting
reports,
each year.
yeah.
Yeah. I ask for a report each year, and they do use it for
Oh, okay.
sewer, water, roads, sidewalks.
Anything to do with core infrastructure?
Yeah, it's been used each year for that.
So do
Or
you-
carried over.
Yeah, so do you want to include that in the motion that that is,
Well, it's already in a motion, so we shouldn't have to have it.
okay? Well, the extra 100 wasn't,
Well, the extra 100 wasn't, so it's 200,000 this
for
year.
core infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are right, we did bump it up to 100. Okay, Oscar has a motion that go to 200 for this year. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, if any? It's carried. Okay, Edgerton top-up. This is something that we've done to bring Edgerton up because of their assessment has been less than the rest, so we've been,
Maybe we should give the top up to Chauvin and Wainwright this year. Edgerton's 200,000 more than we are.
I'll make the motion, we go with option one.
to the same amount.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be a little,
Couldn't we discuss it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
you can.
All of
You
there is,
dis- you
all of
discussed
there
it.
is a motion, Oscar, we can
It said
discuss
right
it.
on the page before, if you'd have read it.
All of it is a motion, we can discuss anything you want.
To add extra 75,000 in the fire when we got 1.7 million in it already is it necessary?
Well, I feel that it is, Oscar.
Then you should speak up.
He doesn't have
I
to.
made the motion.
I think he spoke loud and clear.
Looks like we lost Bruce.
Alrighty, anyways, we have a motion on the table to accept option one with the same numbers.
Yeah, there was no number specified, but I was assuming it's the same number.
Well,
Is that correct, Michael?
yes.
We could ask for more, maybe,
I don't know, you're getting bounced around a bit already. How much do you want to risk?
Yeah, no, I think they'll be comfortable with those numbers.
Okay, so just for clarification, 75 for
fire
Fire,
department.
yeah, and 50 for rec.
Yeah.
Is that, is your motion?
Wait, years.
Yes. For the 3-year term, right?
Doesn't
Yep.
say rec here, does it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it does.
So you're adding that to your motion too?
That's already in
It's
there.
already in there, sir.
Okay, we done discussing?
I am.
All in favor? I guess we'll find out if we're done discussing. Opposed, if any? Ooh, snuck that one by.
Snuck it by again.
Carried. Alrighty, what time is it? 5, okay. Take a quick look here. Okay, we'll go through administration.
I better use this, you guys ain't listening very well.
What?
Okay, monthly status report is there for your perusal. Anybody have any questions on it? Okay, the website summary, your stats report is there. Quite a few reviews and unique visitors. Just for information, I guess anybody have any questions on it?
More data.
Okay, next is the Seniors Week proclamation, we need a motion to declare June 3rd to 9th.
I can do, oh,
Oh, Robin had
Yeah.
made that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried.
I thought it'd be a senior that would do it.
Okay, tax sale. Yeah, she's
Good point, Bruce.
just about the only one, well, there's a couple.
She's respectful of that
That's
senior position.
that's right, well, that's a good thing. Okay, administration tax sale.
So annually, we advertise in the Alberta Gazette for those in arrears that would qualify for a tax sale. We've got, I think there's about 2 or 3 properties, so if we can set June 18th as the tax sale date, that'd be appreciated.
So just refresh me, so that comes into place if they haven't paid in 3 years, or is it single year?
It's 3 years, yeah.
3 years?
Yeah,
So
3
this,
years ago.
this hasn't been paid in 3 years, these? When's the last time we had this done?
This would have been, you have to go back probably about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
five,
yeah,
probably.
okay.
It was, I'm pretty sure it was before COVID, I
Yeah.
think, or right
Yeah, it
in the
was.
start of COVID.
Yeah.
We had, we have to get a auctioneer to come do this right now.
It's recommended we do, we don't. we
But
technically
I
have to.
think we had a very good one last time, if I remember rightly. I remember the guy doing it.
Yeah,
Some in Ripstone.
You're sitting in
and
this
some
room.
yeah,
Tebsville?
yeah.
Ripstone and Tebsville. Ripstone and Tebsville?
Wasn't there one by Chauvin too? On, off of 17?
Yeah, that was quite a few years
That's
ago.
quite
Was
a
that
few.
quite a few? Okay.
Well, anyways,
Okay,
That's the
we need to,
senior
we need to set a date
So-
and then.
when's the date?
June 18th, that's our next council meeting at 11
What
a.m.
time?
11 a.m.
11 a.m.?
I'll make that motion that we have it June 18th.
Yeah. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Any further discussion?
And it'll be here in the council chambers.
And with an auctioneer? Or what are you gonna do?
We'll appoint an auctioneer at the time of
At
sale.
what time?
Yep.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed of any? It is carried. Okay, office maintenance options. I read through this, so it seems like we've got a bit of, there is an opportunity to get an audit, from what I hear, but I'll turn this over to administration and they can lead us through it.
Yeah, you're correct. So we checked a little further into the grant, Municipal Climate Change Action Center. So they do fund these types of projects. However, windows isn't specific item for energy efficiency as they tag on to be eligible, but they're willing to look at it. However, unfortunately, they're not going to accept the report that Bar Engineering did for us, or the previous energy audit that was from about 4 or 5 years ago that the MD did. So we have to, they're asking us to update that.
Okay.
There is funding available. The energy audit is roughly about $7,500, but they'll pay for 50% of that. So here we are in a situation where we need more information to qualify for the grant. The problem is this grant is a first come, first served basis. So there's limited funds, so I think, you know, the chances are the people that get there quicker are going to be eligible for the funding. So as far as to get an energy audit, you're probably looking at least a couple months.
So what did Bar Engineering do?
They more so looked at the buildings, the actual structure, the electrical, the plumbing, right? They
They didn't assess the windows. Is that
no,
what you're saying?
you need a specific, they're looking for a specific person who looks at the R factor, the insulation factor, the energy, the energy usage. They review all of your energy bills and compare them, and they do their analysis that way. That's what they're looking for in order to qualify for this.
So we're looking for a consultant. Is that what you would say?
Well, those are the people that have the expertise in that. They won't accept us looking at that. They want a third party, independent party providing that information is from the grant people.
Should we put a building committee together and look at some different options? Like the
Yeah,
add-on
that's-
before we go to,
That's one of the options here, is to actually take a longer look at this and get more information and possible options of what we should do with this building, whether it's
Yeah,
replace the windows or maybe another option, but I think that would be prudent for
Yeah,
council.
I think you're right. I think that I mean, I'm not opposed to fixing the windows, if it's 200,000 or 300. I mean, you got to think, folks, we spend about $18 million a year on updating equipment. And we're looking at $250,000 or $300,000 for windows. And this is the heartbeat of our operation. And it should be safe. I mean, you get bad windows, you get mold, you get a whole bunch of bad things. So, I mean, this building was built probably in the early 90s. I'm thinking it was like
Yeah, I think you're right.
89, 90. So it served the people before us and us well. So I'm not opposed to putting money into it, but I think we need to look at the whole process, and maybe there's some changes we could make, including windows. And, and because we are growing a bit, office space is getting a little tighter. So I think there's some options we could put together as a committee to look at the structure and find out if there's not a better way, well, actually a better way forward, but inclusive of windows and stuff like that. So I agree, Oscar. I think putting that committee together would be wise.
So we have an engineering firm that's working with us now, Rawhide, do they do that?
I don't know, but I think if we put the committee together, Bruce, they could do that. That
choose
would be
that.
part of their job, is to look at the, you know, engineers, or get
Yeah.
who we need to do the proper auditing of what we need to get done.
In the meantime, can we approve a budget to fix what's broken? You've got water leaking in the windows.
You got what?
Water leaking in the windows. Can we approve a budget of some sort to fix what we have wrong, then leave it for months while we do audits?
Do we need to, or would that just come out of the operational budget?
Yeah, that could come up out of the operational budget.
So anyways, it sounds like option one. I mean, I do agree, fix what you need to get fixed now. I mean,
Yeah,
there's money
no
in
sense
operations,
deteriorating the
whatever.
building.
But I guess whatever you need to do to fix what's leaking or broken now, fix that now. And then, but long-term. So somebody want to make a motion to go with option one, set up a committee
I
to
can
look
do
at
that.
Okay, thanks, Bruce.
Okay, so who do you want, which counselors do you want it to, administration, you wanted some counselors on it?
Yeah, I think so. Probably,
Any names at this point?
I don't know, I don't know.
I made the motion, I can do it.
Well,
Raven deputy,
Yeah, that would work too.
Okay. Okay, do you want to include that in your motion then?
Reeve deputy, Reeve?
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay. And administration.
and administration,
Otherwise,
2 each.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, I think that's a good move, guys. Okay, recreation review. I think this is something that we need to have the discussion on. So I think just motion as it's written, we need to have a further discussion and figure out how we're going to work with the interest part of the funds for now. I think that's where we need to go with this.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you want a MPC,
Table.
or where do you want
for
to take
now.
that?
speak into your mic,
It's on, isn't it?
Yeah, we could, yeah, that's, no, it's not MP, it's not, well, I guess. Can you put it under planning? I don't want it public. I think we just move it to a later date. Is planning too late?
Okay.
No big deal.
Planning's not too late, because we could always reverse it. Okay, I think the best but to do this, folks, is move it to a planning session and have it as part of planning.
Yep.
Because it's got long-term, I believe it could have long-term issues, so I think we need to have that in a
Yep.
more further discussion. So would somebody like to move option one? I will. Thanks, Richard. Any further discussion? All in favor? It's carried. So put it as an MPC agenda item, please. Or not MPC, I mean planning.
Planning.
Yeah. Alrighty. RFD Wainwright Economic Development Agreement. We've had, it's interesting, we've had this conversation a few times, and lo and behold, we get a request. But we are setting a meeting up with myself, and Kelly and the mayor and administrator to go over a few things. So would you like this added to the discussion
Yes.
with the mayor and administration and find out what number they're looking at?
I think you could also ask for clarity on whether or not the assistance available to us as well.
Can you speak up a bit, Robin, please?
Clarify if the economic development assistant is available to us as well, because
Okay.
I'm sure that I heard in conversation that she wasn't.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a few things you want to talk about, and we can definitely make that part of that discussion. So I don't think we need a motion for that. So, but we'll definitely have that discussion. Okay, the rest is contact and member bulletins, and if you so like, we could stop for a break.
Discussion,
Yes.
you and
Yep.
Mayor, through administrator.
Yep.
Because it's a long-term effect on these guys, maybe the deputy should go with you. so
Absolutely.
That he has,
Yep.
and gets involved in it.
Yep. No, that's good. That's a good call. That's certainly. We'll let you know when it is.
Okay.
It is a good call. Okay, let's take a break and.
Well, they're going to give your supply lines.
Okay. Welcome back to the meeting. We have a bylaw to appoint the ag fieldman as a designated officer. So it's in your package, and basically it appoints Shelby as designated officer, and it rescinds any previous agriculture fieldman appointments we'd made are hereby rescinded. I'm not going to read the whole bylaw unless somebody...
May I read the preamble, Mr.
You
Reeve?
can definitely read the preamble.
Okay, so this is bylaw 1703, a bylaw of the municipal district of Wainwright in the province of Alberta to appoint an agricultural fieldman as a designated officer.
Okay, need a first reading.
Yep.
Bruce, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed of any? Carried. Second reading moved by?
I will.
Thanks, Richard. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Your turn, Mike.
Opposed? Carried. You need unanimous consent to go ahead and moved by Oscar. All in favor? Okay. Opposed of any? It's carried. Third and final moved by?
Sorry,
I'm
Mike.
not doing it, no.
Bill. All in favor? Opposed, any? It's carried. Perfect. Okay, Development Officer's Report. Done deal.
She has people in her office. Do you want me to direct?
Just give her, let her know.
Where does he always get given work? I'm just asking.
Oh, she's on the phone?
She has people in her office.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, that's that one.
Hello.
Did you fall?
Okay, we have your report in front of you. Anybody have any questions or comments of Dana's report?
Later.
Okay. Motion to approve it.
So moved.
Moved by Mike. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed of any? It is carried. Okay, we have a letter from a ratepayer for information. I think that's basically all it is right now, unless anybody wants to comment on it. Okay, RFD, pipeline agreement, road allowance usage. Okay, this is to put a gas line down the road, right?
Yep. It's a half a mile.
Yeah, I know. Does anybody have any concerns with this?
Yeah, I do. I'm just
Okay.
sitting there. I'm thinking this is the weirdest thing I've heard.
I was hoping that more than I had
Yeah.
concerns, so.
Yeah, so-
I guess my concern is, if we start allowing these gas lines down our road, we could have more stuff to move in the future. And I know this is a one-off, but one-offs tend to become more permanent, and I just don't know what to do with it. I know what they're asking, but
What's the alternative action? Have you?
I think they would just have to continue, wait longer for the landowner and the Crown. The Crown is where they started to try to install in there, and it's been since 2022 on hold. And I understand that the CN rail switch froze up last winter, so they're just getting more and more pressure to get this job done. So they would just have to keep waiting for Crown approval to go through the land.
See, in other areas, they use propane tanks. They don't even worry about natural gas line.
Yep.
So I don't know why they're so worried about this one. You know, like, if you just drive outside town, there's a propane tank sitting right there.
They're changing them all out, Bruce.
No, but I mean, they can delay it till they get approval from
The Crown.
the Crown.
I agree it shouldn't be in the law, road, but
Well, I mean, 5 years from now, you might be planning to build a road there.
well, you can, because they have to move it. There's clauses to move that line.
Well, you're right, but it might be it might be harder to get them to move it if it's in.
Yeah.
Well, there would be quite a time delay probably.
Yeah, I want to work with CN, but this makes me a bit nervous.
And there's no way they come from any other direction to get there?
We
Like
could
from the
propose
south?
that they, yeah, come from a different way.
I don't know what the rest you think.
Well, we don't need a motion if we're gonna leave it the same way, right?
Well, we probably need a motion to deny it.
To deny, yeah.
Because they're asking for approval, so we need a motion to not allow it.
Correct.
I'll make that motion.
Number 2,
Yeah,
you don't
deny
allow it?
yeah.
Okay.
See, there's a gas service on the next quarter.
Yeah,
So why can't
I'm
they
just
come
nervous
south?
about it after, that's all.
Is it
Oh, I
the same
know, more I
company?
thought about
I'm
it,
not sure.
more.
I'm not sure it's the same
It's
company,
not a
but
good
it might
deal.
be.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion, motion number 2, option number 2, to deny their request, so. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed to any? Carried. Okay, thanks.
Sorry about that, Dana. Because I thought, I didn't see a problem because the road widening was there and stuff.
Yeah,
We'd already built the road, but further implications, I should have thought more.
That's right.
Alrighty, approval of the pay sheets. Somebody's moved it so
I
you
can
get
do
paid.
that.
Thanks, Bruce. All in favor? Opposed of any? It's carried. Okay, reports, Seekling plant. Haven't had a meeting, but it's been busy seeding, so no report yet. Edgerton.
We had a meeting April 24th, 12,000 bushel done in the month before, and just about done the wheat and moving on to barley and oats.
Okay, good, thanks. FCS?
FCS, we had a meeting 2 nights ago, one special project, pretty quiet. Otherwise, we're going to a regional meeting in Zone next week.
Okay. Foundation, Battle River Foundation?
Our meeting's been moved to Thursday night, so the staff could have the long weekend.
Did anybody show up?
For what?
The meeting on Monday?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. Landfill, we have made some change. We've hired a full-time person. His name is John Rush. He comes with 29 years' experience of landfill operations. He started a week ago on Monday, the 13th, I believe. So he is, he's been working with James to get things going out there with the full-time person. It's going to be a lot of administrative work because we never had an opportunity to do that before. So it's going to be interesting to see where that takes us. We did have a update from our landfill safety overview program. We've hired a person to redo the safety program, so that's moving along. And the summary from our cleanup, had a cleanup day. There was, from the MD, there was 101 tickets of people brought stuff in. 101 people, all over, 76 from the town, 15 from the MD, and 10 from Irma. And once the cleanup columns are finished, I'll send those numbers in. But roundup materials, Wainwright had 38, the MD had 12, and Irma had 7. And used oil recycling, there's 21 containers from Wainwright, 3 from the MD, and 2 from Irma. So I would like to thank Robin for stepping in and helping during the cleanup day. There was some board members that were able to come and help. So thank you, Robin, for doing that. Anything else you want to add, Robin, to the report?
I was gonna help, but Robin told me stay home.
Okay, any questions anybody has? East Central 911?
Thank you.
We had just an executive meeting here a while ago. I think it's the 28th, if I recall right. We're having a meeting with Manville. They have the new AFRAC, or AFRAC? Is that?
AFRAC,
Yeah. In place, so we're seeing how the ramifications of that is with 911. So our general meeting is the end of June, so
Okay.
hopefully we can figure something out by then.
Just wondered.
Okay. Foundation, Bill?
I guess first off, we had Tim Hortons cookie campaign, which Tim Hortons donated all the proceeds from
They
the,
tasted good.
yeah, they were good, yeah. We volunteered and helped decorate the cookies at Tim Hortons, and I mean, it's a worthwhile cause, and all the money, all the proceeds, 100% of it went to the foundation
Good.
this time, so, and I haven't heard the final figures yet, but it's in the thousands of dollars that we made, so.
Good, pretty good.
The Regional Advisory Council, they sent some correspondence requesting 2 personnel from the foundation to help in realigning the healthcare system. So we forwarded, put 2 names forward. That doesn't mean anything as of yet. There's 69 foundations in Alberta, so they're not going to choose everyone, so I'm not sure what the qualifications are, but they're going to let us know who they choose out of there. And the new HVAC system has been started in the long-term care, so
Oh, good.
that's one thing that's going ahead. So,
What's that?
the HVAC system is going ahead in long-term care, so they're getting started doing that. And I don't have really anything. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to say that we had we've got our figures back from the gala, and we raised $170,500, which is set a record for the foundation
Good for
for
you
the
guys.
most money that we've ever raised.
How much was that again?
170,500. That's net dollars.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Good for you guys.
we did very good.
Yep.
Yep. That's all I have, Bob.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Northern Lights?
Our AGM is tomorrow in Elk Point, so I'll be headed up there for the day. They have speakers, the AGM. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Economic Development?
Meeting's June 4th, so nothing since the last one.
Okay. Could I get a motion to approve the committee reports, please?
Yeah.
Thanks, Oscar. All in favor? Opposed, if carried, nays, carried. Okay, I need a motion to go on camera. Thanks, Richard.
Oh.
All in favor? Opposed, carried. Okay, motion to come on the camera, please. Okay, thanks, Oscar. All in favor? Opposed, carried. One more motion. Motion to adjourn. Thanks, Bill. All in favor? Done. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day.